What is going on? I'm zmot. It is your favorite time of the day. That, of course, is dev build time. You know the drill. Code zmot does not work in the dev build, but it works in every other Supercell source. So do keep that rocking in your shop. We are going to be talking explicitly about the Mega Crab, and you only have to open one cloud to get the Mega Crab. Not that you would ever be able to get that far in the game, but you get the basic idea. No need to be crabby. There are trophies in sight for you. So we have a new wrinkle on the Mega Crab. Yes, just clicking through all the things. First and foremost, we have our first Proto Crab winner, which of course is that beautiful Rainmaker? Sorry, brain totally shut down there. So we have the Rainmaker. That is fantastic. And you all know how to use the Rainmakers. Yes, they're slow, but they can do all sorts of damage from very, very far away, which is fantastic. And of course, we do have that 3x mode button. So if we diamond some troops, if we do an attack, of course, you can just drop these things at the very, very back, put it on 3x mode, and then just watch as your Rainmakers drop absolute bombs on the competition. Now, for those of you who have not paid attention, do pay a tiny bit of attention. Sometimes you get an ad option, and sometimes those ads are worth watching. Very, very infrequently, but sometimes you get like 2 powder or something ridiculous. All of these things you guys know. What we have not touched on, though, is this engraver. Engravers are brand new, and I really, really wish that these were available below HQ 27. The more I think about these, the more I think how fantastic they would be for low levels, and maybe they change the level requirement at some point, but for right now, I'm going to touch on which of the engravings are best for players. And if you are a low level, then you would probably be all about the Alchemy Engraving, because it would make the loot super duper amazing, fixing out some problems in your ability to get iron to upgrade your landing crafts or whatever it might be. But let's be honest, if you have the engraver, you've already spent the 10 million of each resource to get that engraver built. You've already got your headquarters to level 27 with like 7.5 million or whatever the heck it is. So that alchemy boost is not super duper useful at all. That is not one you want to look at all. Now, also Intel, super useless. Troops gain 35% of the opponent's offensive statue boost. So if we go into the Mega Crab, have a little scouty look, we notice there are no offensive statues anywhere to be seen. So that Intel boost is useless against NPCs, against operations, against Mega Crab, against everything except for, of course, player bases. So if we have a look at an NPC base, no offensive statues either. I'm a little bit off track. We need to focus on that Mega Crab. I'm on a tangent. Now, Ordinance, this one is fantastic. The ability to get rid of a shock launcher, the ability to get rid of a shock blaster, just using your GBE, or if you're at the very end and there's like 10,000 health in the core and you've lost all your troops, that Ordinance, which I can never say correctly, is going to be fantastic. Adrenaline, let's be honest, right now, whichever engraving you've unlocked, 99% of players have got like 1 engraving, maybe you've got 2, they're probably all sitting there at level 1. You're not going to be sitting there with level max at this point, but you might be watching this sometime in the future. So Adrenaline, not bad. Yes, your troops shooting faster, moving faster means that it's going to make defenses slower, essentially. So your troops moving, attacking, and some of these boosts, like for example right here, we get gunboat energy boost. Hooray, that's fantastic. But on ones where there's going to be a hasty boost, for example, your troops are going to be faster, you're going to get that boost on top of a boost, and you're going to start stacking boosts. And if there's a life leech, for example, your troops attacking faster means they're going to get life leech faster. So hooray, hooray, hooray. So Ordnance, that is a good one. Power Surge, this is one that I really, really like. It means that you're going to be getting an extra. Let's just see if we can't activate that one. Deactivating that one is the thing. And with the Mega Crab coming, right about now, you want to throw that 4 powder towards the one you want to use. And this is the only time I think that engravings are going to be swapped. For me personally, I'm using adrenaline like 27 days a month. As soon as I see the Mega Crab coming, I'm going to do my Operation Attack, then I'm going to switch to Power Surge, and I'm going to maybe spend some of those speed up tokens. I'm definitely not going to be spending 7 powder, but 4 powder plus maybe some speed up tokens, or I just wait the 11 hours while I'm sleeping. Either way, do not spend 7 powder if you can avoid it. Try and avoid that by just thinking ahead a tiny, tiny bit. And then as soon as we drop our troops, you'll see that if we destroy 1, we go from 81 all the way up to 84. So picking up a little bit of extra gunboat energy. And then you'll notice that we go up to 85 on that one. The reason is because it rounds up on the second one. So you're not losing all of those every time it recalculates and does a better job now. So slightly better. You're not going to go from 4 to 5 to 6 to 7, but as you can see here, you're going to get 5 every so often. You're going to get 4 every so often. And generally speaking, that Power Surge is going to be fantastic just to be able to get all that extra gunboat energy, which is going to allow you to do your bullet abilities or throw barrages or shocks or whatever the heck you need on the Mega Crab. Now, if you are one of those people who wants to push Mega Crab, GBE generally isn't the be-all, end-all. As you see, looking at the Mega Crab pushing players, they tend to have like 1 GBE statue. So GBE is not a big deal, but getting these things scrolling down onto things like Leech, where your troops are going to heal themselves, that is going to be fantastic for the Mega Crab. So again, if you've unlocked any of these, do go ahead and activate them right now. Leech is going to be great. Interference is also going to be good because it's going to slow down the enemy defenses by 15%. Now, this is where there might be some debate. Slowing down the enemy defenses by 15% versus speeding up your troops by... Where did that just go? Speeding up Adrenaline. Where did you go, Adrenaline? I'm very curious to see. I kind of assume that slowing down the enemy defenses by 15% is better than speeding up our troops by 20, simply because there's only a couple of our troops and there's lots and lots and lots of defenses out there. Again, do hit me up in the comments. This is very early days of the engravings, but those are my assumptions, and I've done a little bit of testing, but all of this stuff just takes so much time. Now, Sabotage, this one is a big deal. This is probably the be-all, end-all when it comes to the Mega Crab, I assume. So do go spend your 4 powder, get that puppy upgraded, because on this Mega Crab, you'll notice that this one does not have any defensive statues, but when I jump ahead a bunch of stages, this becomes very apparent. So with the Sabotage Engraving disabled, notice that this machine gun has 269 plus 182. This is going to be tough. Let's just see if we can't throw a screenshot on here somewhere. Let's just throw this over here. We'll take a screenshot of that, and then I'm going to come out. We will bring back our engraving. We're going to pop on into here. We'll enable that Sabotage right about there, and this is where I assume that the Boom Beach dev team will make this better. This is a little bit confusing at the second, but thanks to the power of the internets and my high-powered computer, when we go back in and have a scouty scout and we select that machine gun right about there and zoom on in, you can see that it is doing way less damage and it has way less health. So that Sabotage is going to be the best engraving that you can invest in if you want to push Mega Crab. That is basically nerfing the Mega Crab in a big way. All of a sudden, you're saving GBE that you have to use to get rid of buildings, your troops are lasting longer, and you are going to get way more stages, if assuming your goal is to get more stages, of course. So wanted to point that out because ideally they would have some form of a negative number where they would show in brackets, like something like this. And let's be honest, I am not a user interface designer and I am not a graphics artist, but some way to see that we're actually getting a benefit without having to enable and disable. I suppose you could just trust it, but for the average player, that's a little bit frustrating. So do know that the Sabotage engraving is straight up amazing. That is probably the one you want to go to most, but also, let's be honest, I've only got 2 engravings unlocked, and one of them is Triage, which brings me back to the final one, which, of course, is Triage. If you do not have instant training, this one is great. You're going to save 40% of your troops, and it does round up. So if you're using Scorchers or tanks, you're going to get like 60% of your troops back. So do consider pushing that one if you are a free-to-play player. So, will you save more troops by using Triage versus Sabotage? I don't know. We'll have to do some experimentation. You guys will let me know in the comments. But overall, hopefully that helps you pick your engravings. It also hopefully does help you lean which way you're going to go as far as which of the mills you're going to use, whether you're investing purple shards or green shards. Do have a look at the engravings you're most interested in. It shows up in that top right-hand corner there as far as what type of shards, and we can't control which one you unlock or which one you upgrade, but you can control which shards you spend. So hopefully that helps you with the Mega Crab. Hopefully you guys have some interesting feedback for me. I have done my best. I've talked to quite a few people about this, what they think is best, but there is still going to be a whole lot to be learned. And that is one of my favorite things about these engravings is it's going to take a while. It's going to take time. It's going to take some collaboration. So do stop, collaborate, and listen, and hit me up in the comments with what you think is best, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for coming in, liking, sharing, subscribing, more importantly, commenting. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Peace.